We assume the modern internet is a borderless network, a system designed to instantly connect anyone, anywhere on the globe, by default. But the foundational architecture of the web operates with a hidden filter, one that silently blocks hundreds of millions of users based purely on the language they speak. This aerial view of Dhaka captures the massive human scale of just one of these excluded demographics, a population of over 300 million Bengali speakers. The internet's deepest layers are structurally biased toward English. When forced to accommodate other scripts, the system actively breaks down. To bridge this digital divide, a volunteer initiative called the Virtual School of Internet Governance set out to localize a 10-module curriculum into Bengali. They operated entirely at the grassroots level, backed by a total budget of roughly $2,000. The team utilized an AI-human hybrid workflow. Artificial intelligence generated rapid first drafts of the text, while human reviewers refined the output to ensure natural flow and precise educational clarity. This is Curzon Hall at the University of Dhaka. To ground their work with institutional credibility, the project team partnered with the university's Management Information Systems Department to launch a live pilot of the localized course. 38 students enrolled in the pilot, and 18 completed all modules and quizzes. That represents a 47% completion rate, severely outpacing the 5 to 15% global average for typical online courses. The human coordination and translation workflow succeeded entirely. However, pushing this localized content through standard academic platforms sprung a trap, exposing massive failures in the digital infrastructure itself. Curious, investigative tone. The live course quickly mutated from a successful translation project into a practical audit of the internet's readiness to handle local languages. The first major breakdown occurred in the automated communication system. Required emails generated by the Moodle learning platform simply failed to reach the students. This is a direct failure of email address internationalization, commonly referred to as EAI, the protocol that dictates how email servers handle non-Latin text characters. This flowchart tracks how the architecture processes those addresses. An English address data packet slides seamlessly through the server node and into the inbox. But when a Bengali addressed packet hits the exact same server, the system instantly drops it. Zooming in on the server node reveals the most dangerous aspect. When the localized email drops, the diagnostic log remains entirely blank. It registers 0 errors. The web's plumbing blindly rejects non-Latin users and leaves no trace, meaning system administrators are totally unaware that their communication network is failing. Observational. This painted grid displays characters from the Bengali script, leading us to the second major breakdown discovered during the pilot: visual rendering. Bengali heavily utilizes conjunct characters. To be read correctly, multiple individual consonants must merge together into a single cohesive visual shape. On the left side of this split screen, you can see the database layer. Here, the localized text data for the course was stored perfectly intact, but watch what happens during the transfer. The moment the text moves from the database to the browser display layer on the right, the visual forms of those conjunct characters are aggressively stripped apart. Highlighting the broken text shows the real-world consequence. For the students in Dhaka, this display error physically alters the literal meaning of the concepts they are trying to learn. If a platform's architecture fails to accurately render a standard paragraph of Bengali script, it mathematically guarantees that the system will fail to accept Bengali script domain names. It is the ultimate proof of a universal acceptance failure. The volunteer team realized that localizing the internet is an engineering problem, requiring strict adherence to universal acceptance standards. Translating the words accomplishes nothing if the code rejects them. They distilled their workflow and their stress test findings into an actionable protocol called the 5-pillar replication framework. The framework demands 3 immediate priorities: utilizing strict terminology kits before translation begins, implementing tight AI governance workflows, and securing an academic anchor, partnering directly with the university to maintain institutional accountability. By isolating these steps, the team elevated a localized translation project into a hardened, replicable blueprint for digital inclusion. This street scene in Pakistan represents the next immediate phase of the project, where the framework is currently guiding an active Urdu localization effort. The long-term roadmap expands further, targeting Hindi, Swahili, and Arabic to systematically dismantle language barriers across the web. Currently, no single government ministry claims a mandate over global internet governance education. Driving this expansion relies entirely on grassroots resilience and community coordination. A $2,000 volunteer experiment exposed the internet's invisible blind spots and produced the exact playbook required to force the web's architecture to accept everyone.